Hello, guys. This is Mohit Musani from ScreenBinge, and obviously, you can the person on the left. This is Mr. Ash Adams, and thank you for coming for this interview, Mr. Adams.
Of course, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah. So the main point of our interview is why the hell did Once Fallen not make it? Why did it not surface? Such a
Well, I
beautiful
mean,
movie. I mean.
number one, let me just say, when I read, what you sent me, and what you thought about the movie, you were very eloquent in your depiction of the story and your execution of how the story unfolds, and you seem to really get it, which is always nice for the filmmaker
Thank you.
to know
Thank you.
that the person that you're talking to actually understood your film and liked your film and was moved by your film.
Yeah.
Obviously, you did a really good job in putting
Thank
that
you
together.
so much.
So thank you for saying the nice things you have about the movie. And what you've said to me about the movie has meant a lot to me too. So thank you.
Thank you.
But listen, here's the thing about making a movie, man. When you spend 9 years, having written a movie and going to star in a movie, and you're going to go get the money yourself for that movie, it's a really long, arduous process a lot of time. And sometimes you just have to make decisions that you normally wouldn't make so you can get it done.
Exactly.
I had spent so much time and so much of my life on trying to make this movie happen. I had made a couple of movies before this as a filmmaker, and I was working with Amy Madigan at the time, and it was a wonderful actor, Oscar nominee, and Amy and I had done my first feature together. She narrated my first feature for me. And we were very good friends. We rode horses together in Malibu where we lived.
Yeah.
That's how we became friends and started to work together. And eventually, she put the script into her husband Ed Harris's hands, who is one of my favorite actors of all time. And obviously, I was over the moon about the possibility of Ed playing my father in the movie, because I was set to play the role of Chance.
Right.
And, so I had to eventually I had to give that up and play the role of Wrath, which I was happy to do.
You did that also very well. You really look like an evil cop, corrupt cop, someone that I would want to kill. Someone that I would want to kill. So you got that very right.
He didn't think he was a very bad guy, but I guess other people bad guy. So you have to make decisions when you've been at something that long, that when an opportunity comes up, and you have to make some sacrifices in order to make the movie happen. I had to make those choices, and I made the best choices that I could at the time. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The casting of that movie was a dream. Because of Amy and Ed, I was able to get every actor that I wanted in that movie with me, and that was terrific. And the shooting, the actual production of the film when we were shooting, the 19 days that I had to shoot the movie were perfect. It was the best time of my life. Certainly the most exciting, fulfilling part of my life and my professional life. And then the editing process was also fantastic and terrific. And when I turned in my cut of the movie, which I had worked on very diligently and hard with Ed Harris as well.
It shows, it does.
And the powers that be that owned the movie, that paid for the movie,
Uh-huh.
took the movie away from me and recut it for almost 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in my opinion, ruined the film. Um, and in So we had to fight. Me and Amy and Ed had to fight to get the movie back,
Right.
so that we could try to recut their cut back into something that resembled the movie we
Originally
were
going to make.
that we all set out to make.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we did the best we could with
Yeah.
what we were given, and the
Mm-hmm.
time that we had to do it, and we did the best we could.
Yeah.
um, and again, I'm very proud of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of what what I accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm proud of the performances in that movie,
Yeah.
uh, but it wasn't the movie that I had hoped it would be.
It's a stellar cast.
Mhm.
The cast is it? It's a stellar cast. I'm saying
Yeah, they're just, some of the best actors in the
best of
world
the
are
best in the movie.
fantastic.
Yeah.
They're just the greatest actors in the world.
Yeah. So
So
so when
what
you go to
happened?
IMDb and see the ratings down, but when you read the reviews,
Right.
everybody is saying that it's a gem. It's an underrated gem.
I
It's
think a lot of people,
beautiful.
yeah. I was very happy that most of the audience seemed to like the film. I
Yeah.
think one of the main reasons that people were disappointed in that movie, that saw it on VOD or on Amazon or Netflix or whatever platform it was on all over the world,
Hmm.
um, is that they sold the movie, they distributed the movie and marketed the movie as an action adventure movie.
Which it is not. It's
It's
packed with
abs-
emotions.
it
There's
was
so
never
many
supposed.
emotions that when it ended, I actually had one tear right over here. I watched it
Well,
5 years back, and it's been a
that gives
decade.
that gives that gives me two tears knowing that you had one.
Aha,
That's great.
that's so nice.
But they marketed it as and cut a trailer for the movie that made it seem like it was this fast paced action, fight movie. And
Hmm.
it wasn't. That's not what the movie was. It's not the movie that I made, and it's not the movie that any of us set out to make.
Yeah,
And I think that they felt they would get um, uh, more revenue from it as an action adventure movie, and that's why
yeah,
they tried to. Secondly, they tried to sell it, in the marketing as an Ed Harris movie, and it is not an Ed Harris movie.
yeah.
It's an
You
ensemble.
see Ed Harris on the DVD cover, but
Yeah, I mean,
his part is
and
very limited.
that's right. Hold on one second. I got an airplane. Hold on.
Uh, gonna shoot that with your rocket launcher?
So that was one of the main things I think that people were disappointed in, was that they thought they were going to see something, and they were going to see a movie that was this fast-paced action movie, and it was not that. So I think they
Exactly.
were immediately disappointed, and then I think some people were immediately disappointed that Ed was not in more of the movie, because they sold it as this is an Ed Harris movie, and
Yeah.
so that immediately gives a false impression, and it's misrepresented. It's misrepresenting the movie that the audience was about to see, and that was a mistake in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not in charge.
Yeah.
Once my job was done,
Yeah.
it was their job to do what it is they do, as far as the sales company and the
Hmm.
distributors and the producers, and I guess they did what they thought was best for the movie.
Yeah.
Um, I wholeheartedly disagree, and think that there were huge mistakes made in that. I think that um, the circumstance was unpleasant for everybody.
Right.
But I'm very proud of the movie. I'm
Hmm.
proud of the performances. I'm proud of my actors and the people that I got to work with for the most part. Um, we all did the best we
Yeah.
could.
It really seems like this picture was your baby project, dream
It
project.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
I spent years trying to make that movie,
yeah.
and it was semi autobiographical. A lot of that movie had to do with my past and a
Hmm.
lot of things that I went through as a younger man.
Yeah,
Um, and again, it was a very personal piece. Uh,
exactly. And when someone messes up with that, you feel it right over on your heart.
oh yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's
Yeah,
heartbreaking, and as my old friend, the late great George Hickenlooper said, "Welcome to the movie business. You're not the first that this has happened to, and you won't be the last."
last,
And
yeah,
it's just part of the deal. Unless you
yeah.
pay for the movie, man,
Hmm.
yourself, most of the time you don't get to make those decisions.
Hmm.
You go in, you do your job, and then the people that own the movie, that have bought the movie from you to distribute that movie, will do what they think is best. And
Right,
a lot of times, that's going to be um, not in concert with what the filmmaker believes is best for that
right,
particular film. So it
right.
just goes that way, you know, a
Hmm.
lot of times. And sometimes it doesn't,
Hmm.
and I hope the next time I'm afforded the opportunity to write and direct and star in a movie that I will have financiers that,
Understand your creativeness.
well, I don't think it's a matter of understanding. I think it's a matter of um, everybody staying true to their word.
Yeah, that's
You
a
know, which,
very
which,
rare thing
which
that
as you
happens
know,
in
most
these
people don't
days.
do in the world. So what are you going to do? You do the
Yeah.
best you can, and when you get thrown off the horse like that,
Mm.
you fight as hard as you can to try to get
Yeah.
back up on the horse, and you try to put your chin out and puff up your chest and go do it again.
Yeah. You gotta man up.
You got to man up, man.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly. Move on and man up.
no question.
True. So I won't be taking much of your time.
Oh, I'm
Any
happy to
any
talk.
any messages for your fans, because there's crazy fan following of yours in Pakistan and in fact
Well,
globally.
I'll,
And
well, I'll
I
just
must tell you, English is not the uh, first language of Pakistan.
right. I didn't
It's the
think so.
official language, but not the first language.
What is the
So
first language of Pakistan?
Urdu,
Pakistani,
Urdu,
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 Urdu. It's a mixture
Urdu.
of many languages: Turkish, Arabic, Persian. So
Right.
sometimes it's also considered as the most beautiful language because it
Speak to
has
me.
parts of all
Speak to me and
languages.
tell me how great Once Fallen is in your language.
Must must um
Come on,
once fallen बहुत ही मस्त मूवी थी. So
beautiful,
this
beautiful.
translates to the movie Once Fallen was an epic film. Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
And
Any
and
more Urdu requests?
yeah. Well, I will say that anyone who hasn't seen Once Fallen, that maybe will see Once Fallen after listening to us talk about it for a while.
Yeah,
I hope you can look through the film and feel it and feel some of
yeah.
the emotions and the feelings
I
that.
did feel them. You know, it's like that movie, Blue Car. I watched it when I was 13. Have you heard about that movie, Blue Car?
Yes.
It's basically not for 13-year-old children, but I did watch it, and I got so involved in it because of the uh, girl's character in the movie, that the teacher raped her and all that. That it
Hmm.
The movie is still with me. So it's same with Once Fallen, because I can relate to a lot of things that happen in the movie. I've had
Hmm.
that slumpy patch in my life. I've had issues. I've had to deal with not having a father, and
Right.
having friends who are uh, uh, like you said, you don't get to choose your family, but you get to choose your friends.
Yeah,
So I've been lucky in that way that I've got great friends who've always been, at my back. So yeah.
yeah. It makes all the difference in the world. And when you lose one of those friends,
Oh,
it's really heartbreaking,
it
and
is. It
it's really
is.
life
It
changing.
is.
The relationship between Chance and Pete was based on me and my best friend growing up,
Mm-hmm.
who was murdered back in 1998. Um,
Ouch.
and that was loosely based, that relationship, on my relationship with
Mm-hmm.
my great friend Tony. So there's things like that with I think most writers that take a genre like a father and son piece. Or what I tried to do was I tried to put that sort of psychological cop thriller idea into a drama about fathers and son and loyalty and friendship.
That's
And
exactly what the movie is about. It's not. It's nothing to do with action.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
No,
hardly two or three scenes of violence.
yeah, yeah,
No
maybe. Yeah,
substance abuse. I mean, there is, but very very little.
yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
it's a very pure and emotional picture, and it is very close to my heart. I must say that.
well, I hope you'll send along some comments about it, and I hope that everybody in Pakistan that gets a chance to watch it will enjoy it, and I
I've
hope they
already
can watch
been telling people to go and watch it.
it.
Yeah,
Well, I
and
hope people.
after this interview, I hope many more people globally watch the movie. And
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Hope that
yeah,
because of this conversation,
yeah,
people will have a better understanding
yeah,
of what my intention was making the movie,
yeah,
and they'll be able to look for those things within the movie that they're seeing, and maybe have a better experience with it now.
yeah. Thank you so much for giving us the time. Anything that you would like to tell your fans or followers?
Yeah, I love you guys, and I really am moved that you called and wanted to speak and wanted to talk about this movie that means so much to me. And I hope
Wow.
that anyone who watches it from this point on, or
Moving
anyone who's
Ash
been.
Adams is like a big achievement for me, to be honest.
Thank you, and it's
Yeah.
been a pleasure to talk to you, man. And
Thank you.
I hope
Thank you
we get
so
to talk again.
much. Thank you so much.
I hope we can talk again in the future, man.
We will. We will. Keep
Okay.
making great movies, and I'll keep interviewing you.
Thanks, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Love you.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too.
Goodbye.